Hey folks, Fernando doing our video for More Survivalists, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Streamlight ProTac 1L-1AA, which is this flashlight that I have here. Before I get into the actual flashlight, let me talk a second about the company Streamlight. Streamlight is a company that has been around for several years. I've known about it for quite some time, and it's one of those companies that is extremely high value in terms of you get a ton of flashlight for your money. Now, if you think of high-end flashlights, think of maybe Surefire. You're talking about expensive flashlights. They're good, but they cost quite a bit of money. Now, Surefire and Streamlight, they both provide the U.S. Army, the U.S. military with their products. The difference is that these come at a fraction of the cost. The ProTac 1L-1AA is right now in Amazon, and I'm gonna be leaving a link below as I usually do. It's going for like 40 bucks. I think it's 43 at the moment. And for 40 bucks, or give or take, you're getting a very tested product. It's on the same price range as some other XY companies that they send their manufacturing to China. Some of them are actually very good, some of them not so much. But here you're talking about a company that invests millions of dollars maybe in research, development, and testing, which many of these other companies simply do not at pretty much the same price. Yes, I sound like a Streamlight salesperson. No, I'm not. No, I didn't even get this for free. I bought it out of my own pocket, and it really wouldn't change anything. I just know what I know, and Streamlight is a quality company. Now, it's not the first Streamlight flashlight that I reviewed. Back a few years ago, I reviewed this one. This is the Streamlight Sidewinder Compact 2. I call it the best survivalist flashlight, mostly because it can handle AA and CR123A batteries. And here we go with Streamlight ProTac 1L-AA. This is a dual fuel flashlight. Utilizes both CR123A and AA batteries. And that is what you see here in the package itself. That's how it comes. So it's already showing you that it can take both of these. And that is, from the modern survival point of view, it is a great asset. It's the ability of using these two indistinctively without any adapters or any weird thing that you may lose or whatnot. It always happens. Yes, I have a drawer full of that crap. With this one, you just throw it in there and it works. That alone makes it a very high-end asset to have in a survival situation. Now, when I reviewed this one, I said, and I don't know if someone from Streamlight or not thought about it. When I did the video on this one, I said, guys, anyone from Streamlight watching this, do put this same system in this kind of format. Just utilize that ability of running CR123s and AAs in a typical flashlight. That would be a great EDC flashlight from a perspective of using anything you come across. Now, the thing is that this one also worked with AAAs, and let's test it with this one as well. We already have these two that we know work, and yeah, I'm gonna be ruining the surprise because I do know that it works. But just showing it to you guys. You center it there somewhat. I suppose they're not advertising it as a triple fuel because it may not work as ideally as they wish it would. I guess that's it. But man, I mean, I've tried it many times. Impacting, it does not move out of place, so it does run for most practical purposes. It does run on a AAA battery as well. Streamlight ProTac 1L-1AA. Yep, AA battery, a AAA battery, running, using the modes, it all works without a hiccup. Think of it, again, I go back to the purpose of this channel, modern survivalism. You're stuck in some crappy motel after a disaster, storm, whatever. Maybe you're in Puerto Rico, having been for months without power, people running out of batteries. In a crappy motel, you find a half-used AAA battery in a remote control. You're going to be able to run it in the same flashlight you've been using all along with your more powerful 350 lumen capable flashlight without changing a thing. That is great. That is fantastic. As for the rest of it, it's an anodized aluminum flashlight. Yep, it does have a little bit of a longer head here in terms of it's more of a thrower, right? And that's great. I mean, for a flashlight of this size, I do want decent enough throw. That's what you get. It's a plain, it's not one of those orange peel models where it's more of a floating light. No, this is all about having good throw for the size of a flashlight, of course. Don't expect, you know, having a terrible amount of, like a 1,000 lumen flashlights, but it's very, very decent. You have an S-shaped pocket clip going both ways, so you can use this in a baseball cap hat sort of thing. Yep. It does not stand on the tail, which, you know, would have been nice, and it has somewhat of a strike bezel, so you can get it to use as a striking tool. Going to the modes, we have that it has, with CR123As, it has 350 lumens for an hour and 30 minutes. With a AA, it's 150 lumens, which is to be expected at an hour and 20 minutes. So yes, you get the most lumens obviously out of the lithium battery, not these ones. But this is quite decent. I think this is quite similar to the AA. So from a AAA, expect somewhat of the performance. You get, of course, less, right, because it's a smaller battery, but it's pretty much up there. In terms of the user interface, maybe there's a couple things I wish they had done better. And guys, if anyone from Streamlight is listening, pay attention, because don't want to sound like a jerk, but there really is something that you could clearly have done a lot better. This flashlight comes with a 3-mode option. You basically access those by clicking on it 10 times. Like, it's called 10-tap system. As it is, you just turn it on and it works on the maximum output of lumens, and you turn it off. You double tap it on it and it goes into the strobe mode, which is very defensive oriented, makes a lot of sense, and tapping it 3 times you go into that low mode. Okay, so you just turn it on, maximum, double tap, strobe, and at 3 it goes into the low mode. Now the low mode is really not low enough. What I mean by this is that many flashlights for some time now come with a very low mode, in terms of maybe a moonlight mode like you get in your zebra light. And that, honestly guys, for preppers, for survivalists, that's what you end up using a lot. That's nice because you have that. And a moonlight mode is maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 lumens tops, but really with 1 or 2 lumens you get enough light in a very dark room, and that extends the use of this flashlight for, you know, maybe a month. That would be something to have, great to have here. As it is, I have, whoops, dropped some stuff there. As it is, I have that basic setup mode, the one I just showed you, and then I have another mode that is basically a high only. That's great. Some people just want to have a flashlight that simply turns on and that's it. And then the other one is a high and low. That same high and low without the strobe mode, basically. I would have loved if you guys had given me one that had a moonlight mode in there, somewhat easily accessible. At least, you know, figure it out. Just one of those modes, give me at some point a real low mode where I'm getting maybe moonlight or maybe 10 lumens tops, where I really extend the use of that a flashlight for a really long period of time if I have nothing else. If I'm on my last battery in Puerto Rico and I'm screwed, basically, I know that I at least have that low mode to use. As it is with CR123As, in my low mode, 40 lumens, it's just too much for a low mode. I wish there was, that sounds like more a intermediate medium mode of some kind. 40 lumens with my CR123A, it's going to be giving me 14 hours. With a AA on low mode, still 40 lumens, going to be giving me 7 hours and a half, 7 hours and 30 minutes. Again, if you're going to be giving me 3 modes, it would have been awesome if one of those was one that included a very low mode or some kind of moonlight mode. Other than that, I really like it. I think it's a great EDC light, especially this ability of using pretty much 3 types of batteries, guys. Let's keep it honest. AA, AAA, and CR123A, they all work here without a problem. That is fantastic, and that's why I highly recommend the Streamlight ProTac 1L-1AA. That, guys, is going to be all for now. Remember to subscribe. Take care. See you on our next video.